We're only a few days away from the season beginning, but we're looking to the summer. We're looking to Omaha, baby. Because it's us, though, we can't have it easy. We have to draft our Omaha 8. While we're at it, let's also pick a national champion and Golden Spikes winner, too. It's all going to happen today on College Baseball Now.
Yeah, ain't no problems, ain't no problems, that won't problem with me, no. Yeah.
Let me talk to the chat. They know I was gone for a minute, had to BRB. Had to grab a couple wins, what I DID. They sleeping on the kid, I had to do it BIG. I can never be average, and they want a problem with the boy, they don't want no static. I don't need your cosign running with God. Wanna test that, tell them what's happening. Took control, run the game. Best believe I'm shining dog. Counting in my wins, yeah, I love it when they count me out. Off the leash, of the chain, boy, I've been a dog. Best believe I run the game, you know I'm in control of y'all. It's like magic, believe I want that static. Yeah, it's like magic, believe I want that static. Yeah, it's like magic, believe I want that static. Beat them up, knock them out. They really don't want no static.
College Baseball Now. And when I say now, I sadly don't mean right now. I mean very soon. We're only days away from the season beginning, and I can't think of any four people more excited for the NCAA 2026 season than the four hosts joining you today, starting, of course, with me, your friend, your host, your boy, Drew Wheeler, Director of Amateur Scouting at Prospects Live. So glad to be here with you. Glad to be here with three of the smartest gentlemen I know, three of the brightest members of our team at Prospects Live, and we are going to be talking about the teams who will make it to Omaha. I know what you're thinking. Drew, you wild man, you absolute mad lad. We just heard you say season hasn't even started yet. What are you smoking? Well, kiddo, I'm clean since college, my freshman year. Thank you very much. No gummies, no nothing for this guy. We are talking projections, predictions, maybe a smidge of insanity. But alas, with everything we do at College Baseball Now, we got to make a game out of it. And while we're on the topic, I know what you might be thinking before this episode even gets started. Didn't I see another one of these major podcasts getting into this same thing? Yeah, but this has been on our schedule since December. I'm not going to hear it. Great minds think alike. Talent borrows, genius steals. You pick whatever you want to say and apply it to this. All is well. Let's meet the crew who's going to be drafting their Omaha 8 tonight, starting with the gentleman underneath me here on the camera. It's Mr. JB Sebastiano. JB, I have a question for you, sir. What is, in your opinion, the single best Omaha performance, one player you have seen, let's call it in the last 10 years?
Oh, wow. I mean, the no-hitter last year's got to be probably one of the craziest things I've seen. I've personally getting to witness. I mean, I guess it's more of a playoff run. Honeycutt being here, working in it, and being on the field for all of it. Like, that was one of the most nuclear playoff performances I've seen. And in Omaha, the walk-off, 2 homers. He played great. So probably those are the two I can think of off the top of my head that were great.
Pretty good ones. Pretty good ones. We're going to go to the bottom right corner. Unfamiliar territory. You guys have shuffled. I guess it's all dependent on who jumps in the call first. But Jake, normally you're on the bottom left. You're on the bottom right today. Jake, what's your favorite Omaha performance you've seen in the last 10 years, sir?
Well, I've watched a lot of Tennessee baseball in the last my life. And you know, a couple of years ago, they won the national championship. Just that entire team, you know, the offense went crazy. In that last game, Christian Moore, the Dylan Drylings, the Dean Curleys, they were all going crazy in that last game of the 2024 World Series. So I'll just take the Vols. I'll take the easy one.
Taking the Vols, taking the easy way out. I'm not allowed to say anything on that front, but if you know, you know.
Yeah, not even going to, like, jump over it, too. Like, being there in person and watching Kavaris Tears single-handedly just abolish a baseball out of the stadium against us in the dugout was, that was something. So I'll hop on that a little bit. That's impressive.
Always welcome, JB, to talk about Tennessee baseball. I'm glad to hear you do it. Speaking of notable Tennessee baseball fans, it's our friend Josh Catlett. Josh, hi.
This is news to me. I don't know where this came from. I go to one Tennessee football game, and all of a sudden I'm a Vol fan.
Yeah, we're glad. There you go. We're glad he's even got. I'm so proud of you, Josh. Josh,
you spend 1 weekend in Nashville, you learn. That's all right.
Well, I'm glad you're loving the state for sure. That's the key number one thing. Favorite Omaha performance from you last 10 years, sir?
JV quite literally took the two that came to mind immediately, Gage Wood and then Vance Honeycutt the year before. Funny how that works. I mean, Vance was that whole postseason, if we're being honest. But I would say besides that, the ones that stick out are two different guys from the same game. That LSU Wake Forest semifinal in 2023, it was Paul Skeens went out there and just lit them up and had like something double-digit strikeouts. I don't know how many. And then Tommy White with the walk-off in the same game. Like that. When I think Omaha and like big moments, that's the main one that comes to mind for me.
I love it. You literally took mine. I was thinking Skeens in 23. So well said. Lots of good performers. Who's going to join them, though? That's what we're talking about today. We're not getting into specific players, but we are talking Omaha teams. And since this was his brainchild, I am going to throw it right back to my buddy Josh. Josh, explain the goal of what we're doing today. Lead the listeners and the viewers right into what we're doing here.
Man, every idea is just mine at this point. This is the second in a row.
Bro, you're good at that. I'm going to give you
the credit. Yeah, it's a lot simpler this time. We're just drafting the 8 teams that we think are going to make it to Omaha. No duplicates, obviously. And then at the end of this, we'll take Golden Spikes winners, but it's just the winners. We're not just going to do anything. They're not like a draft. We're just picking who we want. And then national champion at the end we're going to take. Just doesn't have to be from who we drafted, just who you think it's going to be, and a dark horse for that, as well as the Golden Spikes. Yeah, I think the draft's pretty simple. I guess at the end of the season, we can come back and just see who has the most. But let's be honest, like there's going to be probably 2 that don't even get mentioned because that's just how this sport works. So if you get like 2 of them right, that's a win in my eyes.
Yeah, I mean that's 25% right there. That's an incredible thing for months in advance. And I'll tell you guys, if you happen to predict the Murray States, the Oral Roberts of the world, I'll count that for 3. I'll go ahead and put it on the books right now. Episode 9 in February, I'll count that for 3 when I'm running up the percentages, if you happen to call it. I believe we're all required to take at least 1 mid-major. Is that right, Josh?
I mean, I'm fine with doing that. Is that what? Fine with me. I don't know if we decided on that for sure, but like I said, I will be taking one regardless, so y'all can do what you want.
Well, we can't be made to look foolish. I think we should all choose a mid-major, boys. That feels
fine by me. One of them will probably make it. Besides what happened, I guess it was 2 years ago with the ACC SEC thing. Like someone's gonna make it, so we just gotta call our shot.
I think we should. All right. Well, then, Josh, I believe nothing left to do but to reveal the draft order and throw us right into it, sir. So I'll let you do that.
Yeah. So our draft order is gonna be Drew, or as he puts himself in the doc as J-Roo, because he's the only one without a J name.
Yeah.
Then we got Jake, myself, and then JB, and then we'll snake it back around.
Perfect. We are in America. We do snake drafts here.
Always picking last when it comes to Josh. Always picking last.
I was about to say, you haven't mentioned yet how you were screwed over in this draft order, even though you set the draft order. That's funny either way.
I wasn't going to say anything about it.
Selfish here. I said I'd pick last because, whatever. That's true. I did pick last. But, kudos to our friend Josh here for guessing pretty well on the amount of offers I had. I'll give him that. Hey, Jake didn't have much faith in me, but it's okay. I forgive Jake. It's okay.
If you did Price's Right rules like I did for our last draft order, then I would have been drafting last because I went over. But no complaints here.
Hey, there you go. I'm a fair man. Unlike you. If you're the closest to the number, you get it. Not this over under thing. Whatever you got there. But hey,
God forbid a man doesn't want to be taking last in the draft. That's all I'll say. I just got stuck with the task of making the draft order. God forbid.
Well, there you go. I'm glad that I'm picking first. I think we said it a minute ago, which is interesting, JB, because I think Jake, you and Josh both said I want to pick in the top 3. Interesting, because I feel like all 4 of us know the 3 teams that we're kind of talking about there, which makes JB getting to pick 2 back-to-back at 4 all the more interesting. Would you agree, Jake?
I do agree. Yeah, we talked about it before we got on here. I think, like you said, I think there is like a big three that we're all and everyone else listening is probably expecting to go in the first three. Yeah, and I'm excited to see JB take North Carolina. I mean, to see who he's going to take. I mean, this is back-to-back picks.
Oh my gosh, Jake, you're ruining all the surprise. And when
Gosh,
Jake says,
did you read my notes? I mean, gosh, Jake, come on.
and when Jake says Big Three, he's not talking about UCLA and another two teams in the Big Ten. He's talking about a Big Three teams atop this list. That was my attempt at a joke on the Big Ten. I'm going to get past it, and I'm going to go ahead and take it. Number one, who doesn't love a dynasty? Give me the Tigers from LSU. I got to say, guys, if there's one team that I want to hang a hat on and look at this graphic in a couple months and say, I had them, it's LSU. So it starts obviously with the fact that this is moving into dynasty level territory. Josh, you talked about that during our Christmas wishes episode. But the talent is there to back it up. When we talk about guys, a Cason Evans on the mound, you talk about a rotation, or excuse me, a lineup that's filled with guys like Curiel, Stephen Milam. This is a lineup, a pitching staff that's loaded top to bottom, not just with draft eligible talent. This is a team that's going to be producing that for a lot of years. They're all going to come together. I think they're the one kind of with a bullet. I'm curious to see where you guys go from here, though. LSU at number one, and that's going to take us to Jake at the second pick.
Yeah, with the second pick, yeah, Drew, that was a great pick at one there. There's no, I don't think there's any arguments from anybody there, but I'm going with a team that I have talked about multiple times on the show already. I'm going to go with UCLA at 2. Could have went Texas, but I'm going to pick UCLA at 2. They're my personal, number one team. They're returning. I've said it on here a bunch. They're returning a whole lineup pretty much that made it to Omaha last year, and they even added Will Gasparino from Texas to it. If you want to nitpick anything about the team, I would say the starting pitching could have some questions. But I mean, if you look at the names that they have, there's legit like 6 names that could start for them. I mean, Michael Barnett's probably going to lead it. There's Logan Redeman, Angel Cervantes, the freshman coming in. Landon Stunt, Wylan Moss, Ian May, they all started some games last year that could, make the rotation once again. I think they just have as good a chance of anybody to build on that from last year and make it to Omaha again.
I think so too. Certainly the pitching is the question mark, but man, they've got some dudes and they've got some sticks in that lineup as well. Jake, good pick. Josh, to you with number 3, I'm curious, are you going to round out the trifecta or are you going weird here?
Yeah, no, it's pretty obvious. I'm taking Texas here. I mean, this is my 1-1. We've all said, ironically, I think all 3 of us have picked that we got the team that is like our number 1 team, so that worked out pretty well. I have them ranked first in my preseason rankings. I just think that pitching staff is so deep in experience that it's going to be able to take them all the way this year. And that's just the beginning of it. I mean, they've got one of the best, if not the best, coaching staffs in the country with Schloss, Max Wiener, Troy Tulowitzki, so on and so forth. They brought in elite transfers, the likes of Carson Tenney and Aiden Robbins, to pair up with some already established powers in their lineup like Adrian Rodriguez, Casey Borba. I mean, it's just such a great weekend rotation paired with a ridiculously deep bullpen. And I think it's going to be so tough for a lower seeded team to pick them off twice in a weekend down the stretch in the postseason.
I sadly agree with you. I'll never. Yeah, that's a tough row to hoe. 2 wins over Texas in a single tournament. Yeah, that's tough stuff. Tough stuff, Josh. Good pick. JB, we alluded to it. The kind of consensus 3 are off the board, but now you get the kind of privilege of taking 2 teams back to back. So it's going to be North Carolina and who?
Yeah, well, I think everybody knew it was going to happen, so I am going to take my Tar Heels first. First up, I think the weekend rotation coming back is great for us. I think DeCaro and Lynch, they really spearhead that rotation. It's going to be great for us. Folger Boaz, too. I think he's going to come back and be stronger than ever from what he's shown in the fall. Early enrollee freshman that we got, oh gosh, I don't know why I'm blanking. It's Clayton Glauber. It's going to be great for us. And then on top of that, the transfer we brought in Owen Hull, Schaffner, Cooper Nicholson, Eric Paulson, and Maker Winslow behind the plate obviously adds with Gavin coming back as well. I think that this is going to be a really good group that we got going. And I think it's a group that could go to Omaha for sure once again. And I'll snake it around to the second round, and I'll take Florida State as my second pick here. I'm going to take 2 ACC schools. I think Florida State really has a lot of the makings of an Omaha program. The add in Putnam from Davidson, the second baseman, graduate transfer, hit 349 last year with 19 homers. They add Gabe Frazier from Arkansas and Braden Dowd, friend of the pod, from UNC or USC. To the outfield, Carnes, Miles Bailey, Cal Fisher come back for them in the lineup, and then Trey Beard, Wes Mendez, and Bryson Moore from UVA will go into the rotation. It's a really strong squad. The pitching is there. I kind of think UNC and FSU mimic each other, and a lot of pitching there, a lot of offensive ads in the portal, and I think they both are two really good teams that can make it to Omaha this year.
I like it. I really was hoping I could catch a falling Florida State with pick number 9, maybe, but I should have known, JB, when you get into the draft, you really, really just kill me. So, Josh, it's up to you not to dig the knife further with pick number 6.
I don't know why I had any sort of false hope that Carolina might get back around to me. Like I had them like number 4 on my board for this, and I thought maybe not, but I don't know why I got my hopes up.
Got to know, Josh, ACC truther.
Yeah, I was going to make a comment about the Florida State thing, too. You just can't stay away, but that's okay. Because we were just talking before the podcast started about a certain conference that I'm higher on than you, and I'm going to take the favorite from that conference right now, and I'll take TCU. This squad's been getting a lot of hype, and for a good reason. I don't want to just, play the name game here by listing dudes off, but it might just happen. I mean, they've got a ton of young talent that's already good enough to make a big impact this year. Noah Franco, Lucas Franco, Strauss Snyder, Nolan Traeger, all underclassmen. And I mean, that's just the lineup. Like the pitching staff has guys like Mason Brassfield, Trevor Ballmer, Yuli Fernsler, all guys ready to step in and make a big impact this year. Oh, and I didn't even mention Chase Brunson and Tommy Lepore, some people's picks to be the Big 12 player and pitcher of the year. So I expect them to take a big stride from last year and probably become the clear premier Big 12 team like we all seem to agree on.
I think so. I don't feel bad playing the name game. I think that's kind of part of it. I mean, there are teams there are teams who come, like we said, out of nowhere. I mean, we weren't talking about the Jonathan Hogarts and the Dom Deckers from Murray State last year. I mean, we know who they are now, but I mean,
right.
We certainly knew who guys that were, you get it. Jake, to you, round 2, pick 3, number 7 overall. Where are you going, pal?
I thought Josh might get my team here, but I'm going to the SEC, and I'm going to go with the Georgia Bulldogs with my next pick. It's going to be it's kind of a brand new look Georgia team this year. They got a ton of transfers, probably the best transfer class in the country. There's like 6 legit starters, and like none of them were on the team last year. They got the Stanford guys with Matt Scott, Joey Volchko. They bring in Caden Aoki from USC, one of the best strike throwers in the country. Dylan Vigue from Michigan broke out in a big way last year. Also a couple mid-major guys with Lane Pearson from West Georgia, Grant Edwards from New Orleans. But in the lineup, it's also full of transfers too. We got Ryan Black and Kobe Branch are the 2 guys that are the big ones coming back, but they got transfers from all over the country. I could spend 10 minutes just naming names and where they came from, but it's an experienced team, and it's going to be a new look team for Georgia, but I think they got all the tools to do it.
I mean, dude, when you talk about the name game, Georgia's one where I think you kind of have to. Like you said, it's a new look squad with guys from all over converging on Athens to try and make good on, I think, a season that kind of ended in a whole lot of disappointment last year, right? I don't think any of us would disagree with that. Solid pick. 2 back-to-back for Drew. Wow, y'all are really gonna make me do it. You're really gonna make me do it.
Is there a certain orange team that's gonna go off the board right here?
I think. Look, here's the thing. I need to diversify off of the SEC. God forbid I make this the SEC talking hour, but I need to diversify eventually. Not right now. Eventually I will. I'm going to pick a team in the SEC who I think is maybe getting a little bit overshadowed, and I don't understand why. My number 2 pick is going to be Arkansas. Ugh, how dare I? But think about it, guys. The pitching is so stacked. We've got Gabe Gackle coming back. You guys, y'all love Gabe Gackle. I love Gabe Gackle. He's incredibly talented. Ethan McIlvain in this staff. Hunter Dietz, who half of our staff just flips out for. You've got Carson Wiggins. And then on the offensive side, you've got Ryder Helfrich, arguably the best catcher in college baseball, up there for sure. Rounded out with guys like Cam Kojal, TJ Pompey, who might as well be one of the mascots of the podcast. We love this guy. Mike and New, tons of talent on this Arkansas team. I really like what they're cooking in Fayetteville. Bacon, because hogs, you get it.
Lots of bacon. Can we get a graphic on the socials somewhere for a Mount Rushmore of like mascots of the pod? I think TJ Pompey is on there. TJ Pompey, Logan Hughes.
Go on, keep going. Macon Winslow and
is there an obvious one I'm forgetting?
I'm trying to think, guys. Have we left out a pod mascot?
We talk about Rock a lot. There's a lot of Rock talk, but obviously, it's kind of.
There's
Jake. Are we missing anybody?
Hakopian / Bell.
Maybe
Tyler Bell would be a good one, I think.
Tyler Bell is pretty good because we do kind of talk about
truth.
I'm going to put Bell on there. All right. Josh, I'm going to task you with making that. That graphic sounds outstanding. I need to see it.
I'm going to consult my good friend ChatGPT if that's what I'm
okay. Yeah. All right. Third round, pick number 9 overall, Tennessee. Okay. All right. Y'all knew it was coming, but I mean, I do genuinely think, considering the track record, considering the fact that faced with the loss of college baseball, arguably they're the most electric coach in the nation, replacing him with the recruiting genius of Josh Elander, the stability is there. The pitching, I think, is better and more deceptive than we're giving them credit for. We guys, I'll say it, we have not talked nearly enough about Landon Mack on this show. Changes today. There's some bats here. Guys, when we get into the season, I don't know that you're going to get me to shut up about Abernathy, but I'm going to move off it here. If Tennessee makes it to Omaha, it's certainly not going to be for the lack of me not talking about it, and it's certainly not going to be on my board. So, na boo-boo, stick your heads in doo-doo. Jake, that brings us to you at number 10, buddy. I'm sorry to snake them from you. I'm sorry to snake our Vols, but where are you going to go here to compound with UCLA and Georgia?
You did steal the Vols away from me. I was going to go there. Shout out the couple in Northeast starting pitchers there with Landon Mack from Rutgers and my guy Tegan Coons from Gettysburg, PA. Shout out to that. My pick is going to be Georgia Tech. I'm going to go to the ACC. I'm going to take Georgia Tech. Obviously, headline with Drew Burress. He's going to be a favorite for a lot of people's Golden Spikes after Rock. But I think the lineup top to bottom is just going to hit. Von Lackey's one of my favorite draft guys in the country this year. He's one of the best defensive catchers. He can also swing it. Kent Schmidt, Alex Hernandez. They bring in Ryan Zuckerman from Western Kentucky. Jaron Avincula, another one of my favorite draft guys, going to play shortstop for him there. Again, similar, like I said about UCLA, there are some questions on the mound. I'd say, they do have a solid 1-2 there with Tate McKee and Justin Shattuck from Rutgers. It could go to Mason Patel for the Sunday spot. It could be Caden Spivey. Either way, I think they're gonna figure it out, and they're gonna get over that hump and have a good shot at making that to Omaha this year.
I like that shout a lot, buddy. Georgia Tech is a team. I think that the ACC is so loaded, guys. We talk about it obviously a lot on this show. We have the kind of rivalry we play up with ACC and SEC, but man, I like Georgia Tech. Good team. Curious what that season looks like. Josh, to you with the 11th pick, what are you thinking?
I think y'all are going to sense a theme here with some teams I start to pick, and this is very well going to be the first one. Actually, what am I saying? This could be the third one along this train of teams. So here we go. I'm going to take Florida. I mean, if I'm going to make it, if you can't figure it out by now, pitching staff is my theme that I think is going to be really prominent in this draft. And if I'm going to make that my theme, then Florida is an obvious pick to me. I mean, you could make an argument that Peterson, King, and Sandifer, McNeely is the best rotation in America. So you're already putting yourself in a great spot starting games like that. Then you've got guys like Jackson Barbery, Christian Rodriguez, etc., coming out of the pen. That's pretty comforting to be able to rely on. I mean, you've got an infield that can really hit, highlighted by Brendan Lawson at the hot corner, and you've got a great defensive outfield that can plug and play. So I know I'm on record on here talking about how the lack of righties could hurt, like on the Florida pitching staff, could hurt them down the stretch. But I'll backtrack on that just a little bit and hope that all the talent overcomes it.
There's a good chance it could. I'm glad you brought up the point about mentioning the lack of right-handers. I was going to bring it up, but I do think it's interesting that you can at least acknowledge that while it's something that you can call out, the talent really shines there, man. And
I guess I meant to say lefties. Correct myself there. Lack of lefties in that line. Yeah, we both just did it. Yeah, lack of lefties in that lineup. But yeah, we're gonna hope for the best.
We're gonna hope for the best. That's all we can ever do. That's all we can ever do. JB, going to you back to back again. I saw what you did there with the ACC double dip. I kind of mirrored it with an SEC double dip. I'm curious what you're going to do now with the 12-13 elbow.
Yeah, so first up for me, I'm going to go with Mississippi State. I think Mississippi State, they're a really, really interesting group that they got this year, bringing over a lot of guys from Virginia. You add in Ace Reese on top of that. I just think Jack Bauer, too. It's going to be fun to watch a guy throw 100 miles an hour in the SEC as a freshman. I just think that team is loaded. I think they're going to do really good. With Valanciunas as well coming from UVA, that's a big part of it. And then Teal and a few other guys that they brought in. I just think Mississippi State's going to be one of the more talented squads in the SEC, and I think it's going to be a tough place to play, especially in Stark Vegas, as they call it. So I think that'll be a fun team to watch. And my second team that I'm going to take, I think I'm going to go and take someone a little bit out there. I'm going to go with the NC State Wolfpack, which kind of goes against a lot of things that a lot of people are going to think, but NC State's a team that's kind of been a quiet sleeper. I really like the group that they got. They've kind of revamped, added Sherman Johnson from a JUCO, Ryan Marone coming back is great, Jacob Dudens look great. They added in a few other pieces in the portal. I just think that this team has kind of the makings of a classic NC State team that can make a nice little run. So I'm going to go with NC State and Mississippi State here.
I love it. That's so bold. And good call on the dark horse. There's some dudes running with the Wolfpack. That's going to be a tough team, especially knowing their proximity to Tennessee. I think that could be a regional or super regional trap for one or both teams. Don't care for that. Don't care for that at all. Josh, that's going to go to you for the fourth round. This is going to make up half of your 8. What are you thinking?
I was really hoping Mississippi State would get back around to me, but they didn't. So I'm going to go to a very similar team. Maybe the most, or you'll know what I'm trying to say when I get there. I'm going to take a pick that's not very flashy on the board on a graphic from what people think, but I personally think it's a great pick. I'm going to take the Virginia Cavaliers. I haven't actually gotten to go on record on here and talk about how I feel about this, so I'm just going a little tangent for a little bit, if you don't mind.
Please.
I just want to say for everyone out there saying this UVA team won't be that great because all their players are in Starkville, you do realize that last year's Virginia team didn't make a regional, right? And using that same logic, last year's Duke team is right here in Charlottesville in 2026, and they had a better season in 2025 than UVA did. So that logic just doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. I mean, if Chris Pollard could do what he did at a program like Duke, do you really not think he can do the same or better at Virginia? I don't know. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Like, this team is going to hit. AJ Gracia and Eric Becker are about as good of a 1-2 punch you'll find anywhere. I'll take a chance on that star power leading this team to a run.
I like that pick a lot. I really wanted Virginia at my fourth pick. It's gonna cause me to shuffle a little bit, Josh. I don't like that. It's gonna dock your pay by about $100. So
I don't know if I can handle that.
We'll talk about it after the show. Jake, that's gonna throw it to you. I'm curious where you're going here in the fourth round, Jake.
Yeah, I'm right there. I'm right there with you, Drew. My 3 of my past 4 that I had on my board was Florida, Mississippi State, and Virginia, and they all just went. So I'm having to kind of move on the fly here. I think I'm gonna take. So I had UCLA with my first pick. They were Omaha team last year. I'm gonna also pick another Omaha team from last year, and go Oregon State. Similar line of thinking with Josh. I think the key to winning in the postseason in this league is to have starting pitching specifically. And I think it's tough to find a team out there better with three better starting pitchers in a row with Oregon State with Dax Whitney, Ethan Kleinschmidt, Eric Segura. They're going to be a tough team every weekend, and when you get them in the postseason, you have to beat them. You have to beat one of those guys, and what are you going to get lucky? You're going to I don't know. They're going to be hard to beat, is what I'm trying to say. I think they are also going to hit. I think pitching is going to be the strength. But they bring in they return Jacob Craig, AJ Singer. They're probably going to get some good play out of some freshmen with Ethan Porter, Mason Pike on the infield. Josh Proctor could get some chances there also. One of my favorite guys they brought in is Nyan Hayes from Grambling State. He put up some crazy numbers for them last year. It's just a really well-rounded team led by the starting pitching, and I think you're going to have to, put up 4 runs a game, and that's going to be tough to do on this pitching staff. So that's going to be my pick.
You did steal one of my ideal elbows here. So, Jake, that is going to dock your pay as well. We'll talk about it after the show. I really hate saying this to you guys, especially on the air, but this is just unacceptable. on the wheels of that, I was getting ready to talk about the pitching staff and how I wanted to kind of steal from Josh and his pitching heavy approach, get Oregon State. But I'll do a similar thought, and I'll go ahead and knock off my mid-major. Why not just get the best pitcher in college baseball? Give me Coastal Carolina and Cam Fluke. I mean, again, I'm not trying to play the name game, guys. I'm really not. But when you think about a team that succeeded in Omaha, why not Coastal? I mean, especially over the last 10 years, this is a mid-major program that has performed like a blue blood. And I think they're, honestly, if they're not one already, they're on the doorstep of being one. I'm so thrilled to get them in the 4th round. And that does complicate things smidge bit. Okay. No. Full steam ahead. Send it. 5th round, we're going Louisville. We're going to go Louisville. I think that this is a solid offense that's returning guys with experience. I love the combo of Lucas Moore and Zion Rose. That's a dynamite offensive outfield. They can really play. I'll also shout out mine and Jake's got Tank Davis as well. I don't know how you guys feel about him. I think you guys are maybe a little bit down on Davis, JB, Josh.
Him, not me.
I'm sorry. JB, you're down on Tank Davis?
I'm fine with him, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, he's got room. He's got the potential. As a freshman, he played great last year. You can't deny that. So from a draft point, I'm different. But as a college baseball player, he's a great player to have in your lineup. Anybody's going to want to take Davis in the middle of your order. So, yeah.
Absolutely. And I'm glad that I've got him on my number 5 team, Louisville. Guys, I kind of like my 5. Now, I would have liked it better if my 2 of Virginia and Oregon State would have been there. But we live and learn. Let's see how much Jake's going to live and learn if he's going to poach any more of my picks right here with his 5th pick, number 18 overall.
I don't think I'm going to poach any of your picks here, but you did get me nervous about you taking a mid-major already, so I'm going to get mine out of the way as well.
Okay.
I am going to go with my second favorite mid-major. You got Coastal. I'm going to go Southern Miss. I just think I think I might have just stole Josh's next pick too, but we'll get there. They're just a super well-rounded team. If not for Coastal doing what they did last year, I mean, Southern Miss had 24 conference wins last year. They had 47 overall wins last year, and they're returning guys like Kobe Allen, who's going to make the jump to the rotation this year. Graydon Harris is going to join him. That Sunday spot, there's a lot of names it could be. I'm not going to name them all, but they have a lot of talent on the pitching staff. They're also going to hit Tucker Stockman coming back, one of the best mid-major catchers in the country. Matthew Russo coming back. They bring in Joey Urban coming back, Ben Hickman coming back. Those other names I wanted to mention. It's just a really talented team, top to bottom, and I'm really happy that I stole Josh's next pick.
I wanted them so bad.
Josh, do you want to add anything then, since you wanted them so bad, so bad?
I had one thing, actually, something that I'm surprised. You might have said this, I didn't hear you, but one guy that I'm high on that I think is going to pan out for them this year and help them a lot, Thomas Crabtree, coming from Tennessee, a guy that y'all are very familiar with. He's got solid stuff. I think he's going to pan out and help that pitching staff a lot. I think the lineup is undeniable. They did it last year. I think they can do it again. I'm also high on Colby Allen. It does hurt to lose J.B. Middleton and Matt Adams a lot, but I think that guys like Cross Sibley coming back, Thomas Crabtree, I think is going to step up. I'm also very high on this team. That was before, like even above Coastal, that was my number one mid-major team that I wanted. So that really hurts. But that's okay. We move on. We move on.
You can feel free to dock Jake's pay if you'd like.
If I have the power to do that, I might just take his pay for myself. Is that cool?
That's taking it maybe a step too far. We'll do again.
That is a little too. You got my Florida pick earlier and Virginia, so he's made a little payback. I'll just say that
he's made a lot of conference previews recently. I'd be doing great for myself if that was the case.
That's actually super true. Before you get to your pick, Josh, one other note that I think we need to talk about real quick, guys, is I know the first couple of episodes we really hyped up Colby Allen, and we've not talked a lot about him lately. We need to rectify that as well. Just going forward, let's keep that on the mental.
They got a big series week 1, and our next episode's previewing week 1, so I think that's a perfect time to do it.
I think you're right, Josh. I think you're right. It's going to be we can't get into that. It's going to be an awesome season. We've got some good stuff for next episode. Josh, your pick at your fifth pick, number 19 overall. What are you thinking?
Yeah, that one hurts me for sure. I'm at the point where I'm realizing on the graphic, just like to the average college baseball fan, that my team might not look the best compared to the rest of y'all's, but I love my team. Like I love my guys so far, and I'm going to add another one that I like along that path. I'm going to take the Arizona Wildcats. Besides last year, recent history shows that you're going to have about 3 teams from the prior year's Omaha field return the next year. And in my personal Omaha 8, apart from this draft, I've got UCLA, Arkansas, and these Arizona Wildcats doing just that. The lineup had the tendency to disappoint from time to time last year, but the pitching might be so good that it doesn't even matter. I mean, Owen Kramkowski and Smith Bailey are an elite 1-2 punch, and Tony Pluta very well could be the best closer in America. It's as simple as that. I like Luke Flata, I think it's Flata, as a Sunday guy, if he's the one to step into that role too. He's only in the upper 80s with his fastball, but he's more of a strike-throwing pitchability guy that can honestly be used as more of an opener if necessary. I mean, all that to say, they did it last year. They can do it again, led by what's expected to be some lights-out stuff on the mound.
I like that pick a lot. I really would have liked Arizona would have been my ideal 8th round, kind of like cap off the draft pick. I like that, Josh.
I know it's a reach.
But I love that pick, and I think that you highlighted all of their best attributes. And another thing is, coming from the West Coast, we haven't even considered that. There's going to be some guys that make it out of supers on the West too.
Yeah.
That's just a very, very forward-thinking pick.
Arizona went to a certain place last year to come out of a super regional. I just can't.
True.
Does anyone remember? I forget.
True.
Yeah, don't forget your parents have season tickets there, your grandparents. So, you might want to watch what you're saying.
Oh, no, don't worry. I love playing both sides of this because I'm a Carolina fan. I root for them. But if I can take jabs at you too, like I'm a well-rounded person when it comes to this. I got plenty of experience on that front. Keep it coming.
We got it. Since we're talking about your parents and grandparents being season ticket holders, we got to shout out the number 1 fan of the show, Grandpa Catlett, as well.
Apparently.
Shout out.
He gave JB a follow on Twitter the other day, so hey.
Yeah. Just follow of the day. We love that.
The man, the myth, the legend. Speaking of JB, Mr. Catlett's favorite host, JB, you're up for 2 in a row. What are you thinking?
Yeah, well, I'm lacking a little bit in a certain conference that you guys love, so I'm going to go ahead and take one off the board there. I'm going to go with the opposite of Josh's strategy. The Bats lead the way here with Texas A&M. I'm going to take the Aggies. The Bats really are just incredible on this team when you go up and down the lineup. Bender up, Grohovac's coming back, Hakopian from Maryland, Sorrell, Terrence Keel, and Bear Harrison coming in as well behind the plate. I mean, I think this team's just got a lot there to like. On the mound, it's kind of iffy, but Weston Moss and getting Shane Sadao back is going to be really good for them. Darden from Clemson, he had some struggles last year, but he could help them in a lefty role. And kind of a couple other transfers. Bollinger and Vargas as well are two guys that could hopefully help the bullpen. I really think that Texas A&M is one of those teams that they could break out. Early's kind of on the hot seat. I think he's got to push this team in, and that's going to be something that's a big deal for them. So I'll take them first. And to counter Jake's pick, we talked about a certain matchup, and this matchup is going to be in our Omaha. I will be taking my mid-major of UC Santa Barbara. Jackson, Florida. I love West Coast baseball. It's no secret to these guys. Used to live there. Big West. Jackson, Florida, I think is a stud. They got Cole Triba as well, and they returned a ton of production from the lineup. Also added a few transfers that are great for them. I just think UCSB's got the pitching depth to really get there, and the offense with so much experience I think can help them do enough to get there this year.
I like that pick. That's a good one. Okay, and then back-to-back with A&M, two loaded squads. I think that, I like the West Coast selection there. I need to try to work that into my plans a little more. Good pick, JB. I probably ought to dock your pay, too, since I've done the other three. Docked. Josh, to you for the 6th round, what are we thinking?
I was between Arizona and A&M for my last pick, and I thought I had a better I really thought A&M was going to come back around. Unfortunately, I was mistaken, but that's okay.
Always you and me, Josh. We're always in a war, buddy.
Apparently, I don't know. It's okay. They don't have the pitching. It doesn't fit my agenda. We're fine. I'm just kidding. Actually, what am I even saying? Oh man, I'm in a spot. I'll take Vandy. I'll go back to the SEC. I'll take Vandy. How poetic would it be if this team was the one to make it to Omaha after getting the #1 overall seed last year and not even making it out of their own regional? Most of the contributors from last year's team are going to be the primary contributors on this year's team too, so that's not out of the picture based on what we saw most of last year. Connor Fennell and Austin Nye are going to be leading the rotation after being major contributors last year, and we're probably going to see either Luke Guth or Georgia transfer Nate Taylor step up into a new role as that Sunday night guy. England Bryan should be back closing some games for them this year too, so that will be huge. The offense was the main struggle last year, and people are kind of worried about the physicality of the lineup this year, but we've seen what guys like Brody Johnston and Braden Holcomb can do. So it's just a matter of whether or not the other returners can step up and if the transfer bats can maintain their same level of production with a step up in competition.
I like the odds there. Looking at Vanderbilt, that this is a team with a pedigree of success. Certainly a blue blood. No appearances in the last 4 years. Maybe it's time for them to break the streak. I like that pick. Jake, 6th round, number 23 overall. Who's going to be your 6th selection of 8?
2 notes before I make my pick. I think we're all completely shocked that JB is going with the opposite of Josh's strategy. I don't think anyone in here would have guessed that was going to happen.
No.
I'm kidding. One of the more predictable things that could have happened. Also, I did like Drew. I thought I was going to be able to get Arizona beyond the 5th round. Josh completely sniped me there. I thought I was perfectly safe, but if I would have passed on Southern Miss, then you would have. Is it a
good or a bad thing then that I took them this early? Because y'all were coming later. But
I think we were all planning on taking them with our next pick. So I'd say you didn't reach at all.
No, good pick.
With my next pick, I'm going to go to the ACC, and I'm going to get Clemson. They have a clear rotation. That's something I'm looking at with picking my teams. Aiden Canuck is obviously going to be the leader of that group with Drew Titsworth, Talon Bell joining him. I also like Joe Allen and Jacob McGovern. I think they could, they could potentially get some starts. They're projected to be in the bullpen. Also, Tennessee transfer Michael Sharman could get some good quality innings for him there. On the hitting side, I like returners Luke Gaffney, Jaron Purify. I like both of those two guys. They bring in a couple good transfers. Tyler Lichtenberger from App State and Ty Dowley from Mercer. He's going to really hit. But, Clemson's another team. They hosted a regional last year and didn't come out of it. I believe it was West Virginia that came out on that one. Either way, I think Clemson's got a good group coming in this year, and I think they got a good chance.
Oh, I do. I do like that as well. You scared me when you said you were going ACC.
I think you're about to take the team that I want next, and I'm not very fond of it. Yes, you.
I'm doing your meme you like, by the way. I don't know if you picked
That's
up
my
on that.
favorite. I didn't know that's what you were doing. I'm very proud of you. That's my favorite thing.
I've also, this is such a shameful thing to say on the pod. I have snaked that meme and I've used it in text with my wife, in my like best friends group chat, to my boss. I have used that meme everywhere, and not a soul. I just love it.
I do it in person all the time at nauseum, and that's okay. Me and one of my friends do it all the time in person, and it's just translated over to the phone. It's great.
I love it. It's a good one. Okay. Well, why don't you? Well, no, I don't want to take. I'm taking this.
Yeah.
I'm going Wake Forest. I'm sorry. Okay. You think about Wake, and the name that comes to mind first for me is going to be Blake Morningstar, obviously, the right-hander who's just tremendous. I'm such a big fan of his. JB wrote an absolutely stellar bit of information about him earlier in the season that I read. There's some great stuff from him. We've talked about Morningstar a couple times on the pod, if I'm not mistaken, JB, have we not?
Yeah, we have. We talked about him a bit.
We have talked about him a good bit. I like the swing and miss stuff there. The four-seamer obviously is above average. The changeup has generated a lot of chase. But I want to talk about a guy who really impressed me last postseason. It's Dalton Wentz, that I'm excited to see going forward this year. I know that there's a lot of chase. I don't think I'm saying anything you guys don't know here. A lot of chase with Wentz. But, I mean, if you're chasing, it's because you want to hit the ball, and Wentz can really put the charge into the ball. It makes sense. I don't think he's I'm not sure about third base with Wentz. Is that fair?
Yeah.
What is he long term? First base, corner out. I don't know. I'm focusing on the bat, and I think that when you have offensive and pitching leaders like these two guys that are not only, they're draft candidates, but then you've got a historically efficient pitching development program, I think that we could see steps forward from younger guys. His name is escaping me. Somebody help me.
I'm going to go ahead and let me throw out a couple names here before.
What's the kid's name I'm thinking of, JB?
Lavanis.
Lavanis. Yeah. Thank you. Chris Lavanis. I really think this could be the year that he kind of emerges as that's why he was so highly regarded as a prep star. I think this is the year for Lavanis. Thank you. Sorry. Please go ahead, JB.
No. I just to throw a couple names in here that I know about as our ACC truther and everything, this team being in our conference, I'll go ahead and throw out a couple names. Cam Bagwell from UNCW was a really prized transfer guy that they ended up winning the bidding for. He pitched at USA this summer too in the trials. That's one that's going to be really exciting to watch. Lavanis the other day, they posted something about him hitting 100 at the top of the zone with 20 IVB and only 3 inches of horizontal break. I will say horizontal this time so we don't get into a fuss on the pod. JD Stein as well, top freshman that they got. That's one that's going to be really good for them offensively. And also Boston Torres from VMI is another one that really stood out in the portal. So a couple names too, not to rain on the parade or steal the show, but a couple guys I've heard a lot about. And Morningstar, by the way, I heard tidbit of information, is up to 9 total pitches now. 9 pitches. Kind of crazy that that's even possible. But someone was talking to me about that the other day. So he's up to 9 pitches. I don't know.
His break chart last year was like it's such a fun thing to look at, honestly. And if he has 9 different pitch shapes,
it's a nightmare now. I don't know how it even works to get to 9, but we're there. So that's what I heard.
My Blake Morningstar stock is so up. Also, I was gonna make a point to mention the Cam Bagwell, the UNCW transfer, because I mean that if you're talking about young guys to go with Lavanis, I think he's another. I think Bagwell's a sophomore this year.
And yes, he is.
I mean, like that guy's a strike thrower. That guy can throw a strike like nobody's business. And I think he's got good stuff. I think, there's a reason that was going to be, like you just saw my reaction, that was going to be my next pick I actually felt really good about. So it's okay. It happens.
Sorry. And then seventh round, I'll go a little quicker since we danced with Wake for a minute, and that's fine. That's a good team that we talk about a decent bit. Dark horse SEC, I'll say Kentucky. I think I get it. TM Josh Catlett, I'll steal all of his memes. I see the vision with Kentucky. It is led through solid coaching from Coach Mingione. I think that's the number one staple to this Kentucky team, is that everybody plays up under his coaching. It's almost like what I think we saw from Coach Corbin at Vanderbilt years ago, where you see a coach that's establishing a culture that makes solid recruits into incredible college baseball players. And I think that we can see that development come along. And then, of course, at the top of the heap is our boy Tyler Bell. We just said earlier he's one of the mascots of the show, and for good reason. I think he's getting unjustly overshadowed in this class of very talented middle infielders. But I have spent enough time talking. Jake, to you in the 7th round, what are you thinking after your boy Drew took Wake and Kentucky back to back?
I was when I made my Clemson pick, the pick before you took Wake, that was the one that I was debating there between those two. But I will be quick with my next pick. I'm going to join Josh and JB out west, and at the same time claim probably the monopoly on the Big Ten. I'm going to go with the Oregon Ducks with my next pick. Oregon, they were regional hosts last year. Ended up not coming out of that. They ended up losing to the Omaha-bound Arizona Wildcats. But Oregon, they return. They have the starting pitching, I think, that can compete. If there's a team in that conference that can compete with UCLA, I think it's going to be them. Will Sanford returning back, I think he's probably going to be the Friday guy for him. Him and Colin Clark's going to man the first 2 spots in that rotation. They have a couple transfers in Cal Scolari from San Diego and Miles Gostola, I think I'm saying that right, from Gonzaga. They're probably going to compete for that final spot. I bet it feels like Scolari is probably going to come out on top there. But in the lineup, Berkeley Mabius, I think he was my Big Ten all-conference catcher in my preview for that conference. Really good hitter, really good catcher. He's just a fun player to watch. They also brought in Gabe Miranda from Northern Kentucky, and he's just a pure hitter there. Dominic Hellman coming back. He was a DH, first base. He'll probably have the same role for him. Middle infield, Maddox Maloney, Ryan Cooney, probably one of the best duos in the country at middle infield. Oregon, they got all the tools. I think they're gonna pitch and hit, and if there's a team that can compete with UCLA in the conference, it's going to be them.
You do have a monopoly going there. It's unfortunate, but I like what you're doing there, Jake. Josh, that's going to bring us to you, man. 7th round. Where are we going?
I'm really stuck, and I thought based on the way he was talking, Jake was about to make my decision really easy, but then he didn't. Okay, you know what? I'm going to take the team that I thought he was going to take. I'll take Arizona State. I think this could be like a predictable pick for me, but I'm going to take them off the board. I'm finally starting to see Arizona State get some love nationally, and I absolutely love to see it. If they end up making it all the way to Omaha, it's going to be because that rotation hit their ceiling and meshed like that staff hopes for. I mean, I've been very vocal about how much I love Cole Carlone, and I think Easton Barrett has some real potential too if he slides into that rotation. There's also a ton of talent and experience in that transfer class they brought in offensively to go with returning guys like Landon Hairston and New Contreras, who have been staples there. So I can definitely see them working their way through a West Coast regional or something and piecing together some big wins down the stretch to get back to Omaha for the first time in what feels like forever.
Yeah, it kind of does. That's again a blue blood program. Tons of success through their history, and man, I liked Arizona State in the 8th round as well. That's really a kick in the shorts, Josh. Gonna have to replan. JB, we're gonna go to you. Your final 2 selections to round out your 8. Curious what you're thinking here.
Yeah, well, I saw a lot of my teams go off the board. Just Kentucky, Wake, Arizona State, Oregon. As soon as I thought about them, I'm like, oh, this is great. Just picked off one by one as soon as I was looking at them. So, we love that, but typical part of the pod. I'm going to go back to the SEC, shockingly, and I'm going to take Ole Miss, a team that we haven't seen in the College World Series for a long time here. I think Ole Miss, if the pieces come together, they got a chance to be good again. Just like last year. I know we aren't necessarily high on them, but if the pieces come together, they really got something special there. Judd Udemark led the offense last year with 22 homers. Austin Foley had 21 homers as well. They get from Illinois State, Daniel Piscella, who had 20 homers as well. They get Tristan Becerra from Clemson, and then in the rotation, Hunter Elliott coming back, and Cade Townsend hopefully takes a step forward, along with a few transfers that maybe one of them slide into that Sunday role and make a good push. So Ole Miss will be an interesting one. And the next pick after that is where this gets really tough for me. I guess I'll go ahead. There's two teams I'm between, one that I've always liked and one that I don't like. So I guess I'll knock them out here. I'm going to take a second mid-major team, which is just improbable, but I'm going to take the dart throw at one of the two is going to make it, and I'll take the other Big West team, UC Irvine. I think Irvine is just a squad that's really gritty. They can really do a lot of things well, and Orloff has done a great job there. So I think they're going to do a really good job, and I think they'll be a nice, gritty, small ball team that has a chance to get out of a West Coast regional.
Man, I like Irvine. That is a bold choice. And another pick out west that's really limiting. I don't know that I'm going to be able to get another one. JB, I think you ruined me there. I think you've ruined me. Josh, we are going to go to you. Final pick, number 8 of your 8. What are you thinking, pal?
Yeah, I hinted at this beforehand, y'all, so I'm going to do it now. I'm going to take my mid-major. A team that not a lot of people are talking about preseason compared to usual, but I'll do it here. I'll take Dallas Baptist, I believe. I'm pretty sure I'm going to end up putting them in my personal Omaha 8 too, because I really think this is the year they finally do it. And despite how much I'm relying on pitching staffs in this draft, I think this team hits their way there. They've got returners like Chayton Krause and Keaton Grady, who are going to be experienced staples in the lineup, paired with transfers like Dylan Cupp and Mac Rose from the SEC, who just slot right into starting spots. Now the amount of transfers without experience against high-level opponents who will get thrown into high-leverage spots kind of scares me, but I know I'm getting some returning reliability in Ryan Borberg and Jared Jenkins at the top of the rotation. So I feel like they're not being talked about a lot this year, but they've got a series against UTSA early on and a few big midweeks throughout the year like usual, where I think they'll prove themselves and face some much-needed adversity before going on a postseason run.
Definitely. And like you said, to be a team that makes such noise in the postseason, it's been really quiet. Everybody kind of around the country, it seems like, is quiet about Dallas Baptist. But, Josh, you're putting your stamp on them. One of your drafted Omaha 8.
Do you say the word noise for a reason? Because the train's going on right outside right now, and I don't know if y'all can hear it or not. I don't know if that was intentional.
Maybe it was happy accident, but I'm going to say no. I'll say it was a happy accident.
Fair enough. That's a win for me, actually, if you can't hear it.
I can hear it. I think everybody can hear it.
All right.
I'm kidding. I'm messing around, Josh. I'm sorry. The hype train for Dallas Baptist is what it's going to be this time. It's a hype train always. There you go. Jake, to you for your 8th pick, the 31st team we have mentioned. I'm curious, what are you thinking, and are you going to steal my thunder, my last pick? You're not going to steal them, are you?
You know, I don't think I'm going to. I'm between two SEC teams, and I think I've decided on which one I want. As a Tennessee fan, it really pains me to go to RollTide.com and look up Alabama's schedule last year. I am gonna pick Alabama as my last team. Yeah, not a popular pick within the group. Not a popular pick for me either. But I am gonna pick Alabama. Obviously, it's the Justin LeBron show in Tuscaloosa. I know we as a draft team have mixed opinions on Justin LeBron as a prospect, but in the end, he's going to hit. He's going to put up crazy numbers, and the lineup is going to go the way that Justin LeBron goes. Sneaky guy that I really like, not so sneaky, Bryce Fowler. There was a chance I think he could have got drafted last year, and he returns for Alabama. He's going to contribute a lot. I also like Logan Davenport, Northern Kentucky transfer. If you haven't looked up his numbers from last year, you should do that. But you know, Coach Rob Vaughn, he's been highly regarded as one of the top coaches and top talent developers in the country, and I think he's going to get his shot to finally make it to Omaha. I think he's earned that right.
You know, Jake, you don't have to say as a group we're split. You can just point to me and Josh on the screen and say these two right here are driving the anti-LeBron train. You know, it's good to go. You can hit us.
and,
I think I'm hopping aboard with you guys too, but
I don't know how
he's gonna put up numbers. He's gonna go crazy again.
How until just now we haven't processed that we're just a very anti-Alabama pod based on our teams. I don't know how this is.
Yeah, maybe it's just kind of something we've all inherently known, but we are.
Well,
I mean, JB, what are your feelings on Alabama? And tread lightly.
I'm not a big fan of them. You know, if you know anything about our college basketball team in my first year on this campus, we played them, and it kind of didn't go so well. So I'm not a fan of them or Mr. Mustache Man that they had playing out there shooting threes. So, not a Roll Tide guy.
Hey, Drew, give him his payback. He has earned his payback.
Fine. JB's pay is reinstated. That's fine. That's fine. Guys, I can't believe Jake just took Alabama. And I know that we talked earlier about group thought and how we want to avoid it. I don't know. Jake's right, though. There are questions about LeBron. But I think Jake is also right that this team is going to go the way that he goes. He's absolutely the straw that stirs the drink there for the Tide. And he can carry that team. I think we saw him do it with a team that's, we can argue about it. We'll call it equally talented as last year's team. But, LeBron made them a credible-ish team. Credible at times, not so at others. But I agree with what Jake is saying. As badly as Alabama as a team disgusts me just because of my inherent biases. And, again, here we go. SEC
you watched that the regular regional in Southern Miss last year, and you realized that team one is just LeBron one. As soon as his at-bats went bad, they went real bad down there in Southern Miss. So.
The Southern Miss, that's the exact games that I had in mind, is that regional showed you that when LeBron stumbles, what is this team going to lean on? And I don't know, Jake, I like the Fowler shout-out. But I don't
He's
know.
good.
He's good. Lord. Okay, that took me for a loop. I need a second to recover. Didn't at all see that being the way you went there, Jake. That's crazy. I'll tell you what, though.
Yeah, I might have just made the most hated pick of any draft that we've done so far. But
I'll tell you what. I'll play interesting. How about? No. I thought about that. I'm not going to do that. I thought about that, but I'm not going to do that either.
Oh man!
What if I stuck in the state? What if I got weird?
Oh, I like this. No, I like this one. I was just thinking. What
if we chose a team at number 8 that probably should have been an at-large bid last year?
I like this.
What if we picked a team at 8 that really didn't lose that much in the transfer portal? What if we pick Troy at number 8, guys? What if that's the number 8 pick for Drew? And I think it's going to be an amazing article dropping. It's already dropped on the site by the time you're seeing this episode. But Jake obviously just pitched to himself and crushed a 500-foot homer with his Sunbelt preview that's coming out. But in it, you're going to see all kinds of outstanding coverage of teams, including Troy. And I think that Jake does a fabulous job of mentioning that this is a team who has returning pitchers for days, lost a catcher in Brooks Bryan, who's incredibly talented, but they're going to transfer a third baseman to behind the dish of Jimmy Janicki, who's a guy that I know that all of us are fans of. Looking forward to next year. This is a dude and a half. I'm proud to get Troy here. Deep shot, dark horse. Never would have thought I'd have as many Sunbelt teams as I had ACC, but drafts do weird things. I'm hyped for Troy. That's going to be my pick. Really quickly, let's run through our Omaha 8. I've got, guys, LSU, Arkansas, Tennessee, Coastal Carolina, Louisville, Wake Forest, Kentucky, and Troy. Incredibly southern Omaha there. Not intentional. That's how the draft plays. Jake, run us through your Omaha 8.
I'll probably just run us through my Omaha 7. I may just leave that last team on. UCLA, Georgia Tech, Oregon State, Southern Miss, Clemson, Oregon, and that other team.
Alabama. We'll say it for you. Alabama.
Georgia rivalry for Jake in Omaha. I didn't even realize that. We got the Georgia GT.
That's right.
Wow.
Yeah.
There we go. All right.
He's got Oregon and State back in there as well. This is just
Oh
Big
yeah,
ri-
a
yeah.
lot of rivalries.
Yeah. Jake's cooking. Josh, run us through your 8, buddy.
If we're gonna go the rivalry train, I got Arizona and Arizona State.
Yeah.
There we go. And look at that, at the very top, Texas and TCU too. Then we go Florida, Virginia, Vanderbilt, and DVU. And I just have to say, I don't know if we're gonna go like mention honorable mentions of teams that didn't get taken. I
Yeah, okay.
truly cannot believe that Auburn did not get taken. There are going to be some unhappy people with me, and that is okay. But I cannot believe they went completely undrafted. I mean, woof. Ugh.
For what it's worth, Auburn was my best remaining team by a pretty wide margin. I was
would hope
trying
so.
I was trying to leave them out there for you guys. Maybe I should. No, I'm
But
sticking.
you had the last pick. You had your chance. To take
That's
them.
true. It literally is on me. Auburn fans, direct it to me. It's at right here at Drew is okay. Follow me, and you can send me all the mean messages you want. JB, run us through your Omaha 8.
Yeah, so I guess I stick with the rivalry theme. North Carolina, NC State in mine. Florida State, Mississippi State, Texas A&M, UCSB, Ole Miss, and UC Irvine. I guess UC Irvine over Auburn might be a little controversial, but Josh, he had some propaganda
And Ole
in there that
Miss.
steered me away from the path before the pod, so I hit a hard left out of Auburn. So.
I have my hesitations with this team, and I've made that very clear. That said, are they a top 32 team in the country? Absolutely, yes. Do I think they're better than Ole Miss and Bama and Irvine? Yeah. So I don't know. This is rough. I never would have imagined this would happen, but hey.
You never know who they draw. You never know who they draw.
That's true
Also
too.
part of it.
Josh, you called it out. Let's go through some also rans. If you want to give me like your just 3 teams that you thought were in the mix.
And I'll include I'll say Auburn. The top ones on my board that didn't get taken were Auburn, Oklahoma State. That's what I was debating with Arizona State between. And as JB just insinuated, the U. Those are my top 3 that did not go. I don't know if there's anything super egregious beyond that.
Jake, any names that were kind of just on the tip of your tongue kind of thing?
Yeah, I had those 3 on my board too. I also had a mention of if we just went on a crazy run of SEC teams. I had Oklahoma on my board down there a little bit. ECU was going to be my safety mid-major if you guys took all the ones that I wanted before that. But yeah, Josh hit on the other ones that I had on my board.
Very good. JB, any also rans that are interesting?
I think it was quite literally the same teams. They got to go first, so they took all my extras there. Yeah.
Nah, me too. You guys kind of know I gotta have a soft spot for Stanford. I think Charlie Bates may kind of supernova this year, and I think he could carry that team. There's some talent there, but man, the ACC is just loaded. They're gonna have to step up and surprise in many regards in that way too. But I do have a soft spot for the Cardinal. West Virginia, I thought maybe somewhere.
Oh yeah,
maybe somewhere. But I like what we had here. Okay. That is the draft of our Omaha 8. Josh, walk us through what we're doing here as we pick a couple more superlatives.
Yeah. Do we want to do Golden Spikes now, or do we want to go champion? Just go straight off teams.
Your call.
Okay. All right. Let's stick with the teams thing. Let's just go around, pick our national champions, and then a dark horse.
Okay, cool.
Is it from our Omaha 8? That's the only question I got. Overall, okay.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay. I'm going to say let's stick with the theme I brought up at the top of the show, guys. I think that LSU has as good a shot as anybody to run this dynasty train forward. It's a boring pick, but it's a logical pick. And I'll stick with the logic in my brain for this one, the LSU.
Okay.
Jake, what are you thinking?
Yeah, I mean, I'll go with my first pick. I said it whenever I made the pick. UCLA is my favorite team in the country right now. It's just the experience thing for me. It's what I've hit on every time I've talked about them on the show. I just think the lineup has the experience. They know how to win. I think that's gonna be my pick.
Well said. I can't argue with it. Josh, national champion.
We've got a theme going here again, apparently. I'll take my first pick. For the first time in 4 years, I think I'll make it back to Omaha. First time in 17 years, I'll make it back to the National Championship Series. And for the first time in over 2 decades, Jim Schlossnagle will take the Texas Longhorns back to where they belong on top of the college baseball world. Hook 'em.
Shoot me in the foot. Would hate to see it. JB, what are you thinking, man? Who's your national champion?
Yeah, so I mean, I got a couple here, and I did pick them, funny enough. Um, I'm between both Florida State and Mississippi State. I guess I'll rock it down with Mississippi State, and for the reason of I'll stick with what we got here a little bit. I think that you got a solid returning roster, guys that are going to be hungry from Virginia. You got a coach that wants to get back to the mountain after falling down last year in kind of a sort of embarrassing run where they didn't make it for the first time in a long time into the playoffs. So I think that team could be really hungry, and I think the environment they're going to play in could play really well. And Florida State as well. I think they're another one that has all the pieces to really make a push if they get there.
Word. Josh, we talked about dark horses. What do you have in mind for that? Are we talking like?
So I mean, kind of what I told y'all beforehand. And dark horse is a subjective term, but in my eyes, when I was thinking about this, I went and looked at the Vegas odds that are out, and teams that aren't in like the top 15 or 20 ish of those, I think is like a real dark horse. If you took one, like, it doesn't matter if you think it's more of a dark horse than other people, but that's personally what I'm going to do.
Oh, okay. So I didn't know if you wanted me to be like, yo, dogs, what if Missouri? I didn't know if like that was the kind of dark horse you were talking about. Okay. All right. By that standard, then I'm going to go Virginia. I think that, dude, you said it earlier, Josh. I'm just going to, chat at you. I think that honestly, it's just if this was really as bad a team as people were thinking, if they lost their whole team, did they? Did they though? Like not really. Like this is a team who added. I think we may be getting ahead of our skis a little bit on Virginia, and that's a team that I think would be a credible and fun College World Series champion to watch.
Kept Jake, arguably their best player too.
They did keep arguably their best player.
I don't think it's like definitively their best player. Yeah.
Yeah.
Eric Becker, you're
let's
right.
just be real here.
Eric Becker, he stayed. You're absolutely right. All right, Jake, you're dark horse national champion.
So I haven't looked at the odds or anything, but I think just in general, there's like the top tier teams, and I think this team's kind of in like the second tier of teams. And I'll stay on my board. I'll go Georgia. I think, like I listed off, what we've talked about a lot, how the pitching is going to carry teams in the postseason more often than not. And when I talked about Georgia earlier, I listed like a ton of potential starting pitchers, and like if any, three of them can be consistently in the zone, they have some of the most electric stuff in the country. I don't know how teams are going to hit against them if they can locate their pitches. So I'll go Georgia.
Jake, I am going to throw it to you to, on behalf of me and you both, just name a second dark horse team, just on behalf of me and you both. Go ahead.
Go Vols. I'll just say that.
Thank you. There we go. Josh, to you, your dark horse national champion. I'm curious where you're going here, man. There's a couple I could see you picking.
I mean, it's not like super, super dark horse, but just like if you're going based on what people think, and no one sees this team as winning a championship, I don't think. Since you piggybacked off my pick earlier, I'm going to do the same to you, the Louisville Cardinals. I think, kind of like you said, this lineup's going to hit. I have no doubts about that. They have talent all over the place. I think that the pitching is a bit of a concern. I mean, a guy that I expect to take a step up this year is Peter Michael. I think if he steps into that rotation, he could be big. They're going to need some reliable guys at the top. I think like it could end up – how do I put this? The depth could end up working out in a way better way than people think. I personally think it could. That's a concern in a lot of places. The starting rotation is unanimously kind of a question mark. But if that does end up, everyone lives up to the hype and like what they can do in their ceilings, since this is a dark horse pick, I mean, you gotta take it. Hey, I see the vision. You gotta take a chance.
I see the vision. Indeed, we do. JB, what vision are you seeing over there? Who's your dark horse?
Yeah, so I already kind of chatted about like Florida State's arguably in the mix for a lot of people, so I'm not going there. But for me, it's going to be Texas A&M. I think behind Michael Early, I think it's a lot of guys that are going to want to fight for their guy that they wanted to become the manager there, and then they really let him down last year, and now he's kind of sitting on the hot seat of, what do I do? If I don't win, there's a possibility they try to get him out. So I think a lot of players there are going to fight for their guy. They really love Michael Early and try to push him over the top in Omaha. So I can see it.
Can I have a 20-second soapbox?
By all means.
Of course.
If A&M seriously is going to try to cut early after that season, that's your guy, horrible. Truly abhorrent decision-making at Texas A&M, if that's genuinely something they're considering. Abhorrent decision-making. Class F decision-making. Can't say.
I don't know if it's. I guess I should preface that.
Go ahead,
I don't
please.
know if it's true necessarily, but
I've heard the same thing you have.
It's been
Yeah.
it's been a common topic of if they play similarly or if they're an early exit this year, that early might be they move on because they don't think he's got what it takes and they want to win. So
scratch that. They talked about that last year, like during the season. That was a conversation. I mean, I love this pick. Like I think.
Yeah, same.
How do I put this? We're all at the risk of looking like idiots with this kind of A&M thing because, as we've said before, we all tend to see the vision a little bit more than a lot of people. But I think this is a good pick. I think it would be really poetic too. Good storybook ending.
Yeah.
Yeah. It absolutely would. Absolutely would. Let's move on to the other superlative you had in mind, Josh, and we will choose a Golden Spikes winner. Real quick, is anybody not picking Rock Chalowski?
No.
Nope.
We all love Rock here.
We're a Rock pod.
All right, so that'll be Rock will be on the graphic. Let's do a non-Rock Golden Spikes winner, though. JB, you've been going last all night. We'll start with you, though. Your non-Rock Golden Spike guy. Who you got?
I mean, I know it's going to be pretty obvious, but I mean, the dude just hits. Drew Burress. I mean, the guy, he just rakes. Drew Burress is out there, and I think it's tough to beat Drew Burress. If there's somebody that's going to overtake Rock, I think he's the favorite. He's probably, Vegas odds we're talking about, he's probably second. So, yeah, I think Drew Burress is kind of the obvious pick there.
I like it. Josh, where are you going? What are you thinking?
Am I allowed to be boring? Because that's where I was going to. But
be boring, buddy.
All right, that's where I'm going to then. Because, I mean, all he's done is produce in college. I mean, he puts up gaudy numbers. There's a reason why other places, when you're seeing people take their Golden Spikes picks, you mostly see Rock Chalowski and Drew Burress. There's a reason it's just those two guys mostly, with a few exceptions. But there's a reason for that. The dude, all he does is hit, and he's going to be leading a team that has a ton of eyeballs on them this year. So, we'll see.
An exceptionally talented player. Well deserving of that honor. Jake, we've had 2 Drew Burresses in a row. I'm never going to stop short of us praising a guy named Drew, but I'm curious what you're thinking.
Drew Burress probably would be my pick, but just for the sake of saying another name that I really, really like is Derek Curiel, LSU. Another guy, you said Drew Burress just hits. Derek Curiel just hits also. Not to the power numbers that Burress can really get to in game, but Curiel's had some developing power. The hit tools plus. I mean, he's going to put up big numbers again. He went off as a freshman last year. He's gonna do very well again for LSU.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll go weird. A lot of options. I mean, let's pick maybe Drew's favorite guy, Dylan Volantis. Like, what if he's just a supernova? What if he is just everything that he could be as a starter, and the strikeout numbers are gaudy, and the ratios are solid, and the movement stays the same, extended over longer outings. If we're gonna get weird, let's get weird. Give me Volantis, and then dark horses. Josh, again, just since we're talking not Rock, I just picked Dylan Volantis as a Golden Spikes winner. I don't know how much darker horse we can get than that. Is that kind of the tier we're looking at?
You can. I'm gonna go darker horse than that.
Say less.
Should I just go ahead?
Lead us off, buddy.
All right. I'll take y'all into the mind of Josh a little bit. I'll take you through the thought process through this. So I was gonna go with the super predictable pick from me, and I was just gonna take Logan Hughes because why not? But then in my mind, I'm like, Texas Tech is not going to be good enough for them to, in any world, get a Golden Spikes winner from their team. But then I remembered, this is college baseball. This isn't college football or basketball. We've had weird winners of this thing. Just in the past 15 years, we've had winners from San Diego, Cal, Mercer, Southern Nevada. Shout out Bryce Harper. I mean, like, it happens. So I'm going to go to a guy on a mid-major level, a guy that I think could put up tons of production. I'm going to take Caden Bogenpool from Missouri State. Because what if, I mean, like, hear me out. I think he is a prime candidate to have a ridiculous statistical year from the mid-major range. The last 2 years, he's batted .293 with 20 home runs and .296 with 13 home runs. Now, I know what you're thinking. That's not really that crazy. And you're right. But if we're going true dark horse here, then I'm going to bank on the projection of him taking a leap like he's expected to. If he were to put together a season where he hits like 340 with 30 tanks, then that's got to get him at least to be a finalist for this thing. Because he's also a name that enough people know, like enough people who vote on these things know. So, like, I know that mark I just set is probably the ceiling of what he can do, but you know what? Hey, let's have a little fun with this thing. Let's take a real long shot.
Well, when we're talking dark horses, this is where you find the horse that you don't mind throwing $4 on, $5 on, and just seeing if you can catch that million. Good for you.
Yep.
JB, I'm not saying you got to pick the Caden Bogenpools of the world. I'm curious, where's your dark horse for the Golden Spikes winner?
Yeah, I'm definitely not going with Caden Bogenpool. My mind went somewhere completely different, and I am going very predictable because this type of player has won a lot in my mind. I'm going with Tyler Bell from Kentucky. I don't think anybody has him anywhere near a guy that's a Golden Spike guy. So in my opinion, like dark horse. You never know. I haven't heard his name, but he's a plus defensive shortstop. Aloy won it last year. You're in the SEC. I think a lot of people see it in a similar light like that, and I could see where that happens. So that's where I'm going. I really just like Tyler Bell. Big fan.
No, really?
No. I won't be in Greensboro the first weekend of the season at all.
No.
Why would you do that?
No.
Jake, one of us has got to pick Henry Ford. Who's it going to be?
Oh, I'm not going to let you make my pick for me. So you can have Henry Ford if you want. I'll go with somebody that's more similar to Josh's pick, but not quite the Missouri State level. I'll go Aiden Robbins, Seton Hall transfer. He's early on in our early episodes. We were talking a lot about Aiden Robbins, so he could also be on that Mount Rushmore of college baseball now members. But Robbins, he hit 422 last year with a near 1200 OPS at Seton Hall. Say what you want there. You can say he's at Seton Hall. He's not playing the best competition. He went to the Cape and hit over 300 also. He also hit 6 home runs on the Cape with a wood bat in 26 games, which was the same amount that he hit in the spring at Seton Hall in 53 games. So I think I would like to see the power play to that level in the SEC, obviously. But Aiden Robbins, I believe in the hit tool. He also stole 20 bags last year. Good runner, good defender, good hitter. That's the equation for a Golden Spike sleeper, if you ask me.
There's no way he stole your pick, right, Drew? Like in a dark horse thing, there's no way.
No, Robbins was a guy that I had circled here as this is a solid, real dark pick. But I'll go dark. I'll try to match the Catlett level dark here, and we'll just see what happens. So here's the predicament, boys. I'm trying to struggle between a guy that I could see doing it maybe, or just a sicko mode. This dude. That's what we're gonna go sicko mode. What if this guy's power just shows up fully? What if the defense in center field is still immaculate? What if the transfer to the big stage finally pays off for the friend of the pod, Braden Dowd? What if it's just an absolute supernova season and the kid that can play defense, has developing power, is an absolute gamer? What if he doesn't? What if he doesn't? And this is not a pick just to snake Josh as being the darkest dark horse. But I think if we're going to pick one, I might have just picked the. I might have the 1,000-to-1 odds. But what if?
I think this is the biggest pander pick of all time in my entire life.
No way. No.
It's like JB chooses Owen Hull. It's the same concept.
Whoa,
I was about to say,
Yeah,
hold
I
up.
was
Where's
saying,
where,
yeah.
where,
whoa. TJ Pompey was more.
I was about to say, yeah.
I thought that's where you were going. I
So,
fully did.
so Braden is going to be my official pick, but I will tell you, Jack Natili was another guy. Kind of had his. I mean, the defense is there. I mean, I think a catcher has some certain chops that a Golden Spikes winner you may get some plug. Trey Broussard was a guy that we mentioned earlier as just kind of in the same vein, I guess, as Bogan Pole or Braden Dowd in the sense of just kind of the clay is there. What if it's just a supernova season for this guy? I don't know. And and here's the thing. We know this, guys. It's gonna take a supernova season for it not to be the guy we all agreed on unanimously at the jump. It's gonna take
the other guy.
Or
the two.
Yeah. It's gonna take a supernova season or stumbling from Burris or Chalowski or both for anybody but one of those guys, in my opinion, right now to be that dude. No, I'll take Braden Dowd though. That's a fun pick, and I do think that he could be a dynamite player. Again, if the power keeps coming, we'll see what happens. Shout out Braden, the friend of the pod. All right, guys, let's talk about what we have been working on since we last talked and what the people can expect to see from you next. Josh, lead us off.
Yeah, I have been posting on Twitter my all-conference teams. I posted my top 25 today that I'm probably going to change my mind down before the season starts anyway, but that's okay. I will be posting all-American teams starting pretty soon. Also did something fun. I came up with a bracketology, like a projected field of 64 that I put together. I had a ton of fun doing that. I'm going to post that really close to the start of the year. And yeah, I'm excited to get back on here. The next time we record this podcast, we'll be talking about like actual baseball, like previewing actual baseball games. And it's just so nice after 4 months of doing the whole, as Chris Burke likes to say, the fake season stuff. Like it's just, I'm so ready to talk about actual baseball and watch the actual games that are happening.
I'm with you, buddy. It's going to be sublime to chat results and to chat predictions and to get into it with you guys. It's going to be a great time. Jake, you've been the engine driving the amateur train this offseason, man. I'm curious. You're on the home stretch, but there's still work to be done for you. What are you working on?
I am on the home stretch, and hopefully this is the last podcast that I'll have to mention the conference previews. It's been such an awesome project, and I can't wait for it to be over. Not because I'm tired of working on it, but just to see the completed product at the end. It's been a lot of fun. I learned a lot from it. But like I said, hopefully it's the last time I have to talk about it. Also, like Josh, I've been posting on Twitter a lot. I've been posting some video from some showcases that I've been to. I went to Ascent Athlete. They did a big pro day. A lot of Northeast guys up there. Also, Baseball Performance Center in New Jersey. Shout out them for having me out the other night. And I'm going to one more. I'm going to the PBR Northeast Pro Case here in a couple weeks. There's going to be a ton of draft talent from the prep guys there. And the plan is to have an article about it when it's all said and done, but I have to get the previews out of the way first. But
can't wait.
No, but no, that's what I'm planning right now.
It's going to be awesome. Definitely. Didn't say it earlier, but guys, we've got our tags, our social handles under our names here on your screen if you're watching, but it's at Josh Catlett 3, at Jake Barge, BARG, and then JB, I'll let you read yours as well here in a second as you tell us what you're working on.
Yeah, so mine's at JB_Sebastiano on Twitter. And for me, it's been a lot of scouting reports, getting ready for the prep stuff that we're about to post here soon. James Clark, Truther 101 right here. He's on the way up. A lot of us are seeing that. Great weekend. But hopefully soon be working on some live looks that I'm going to get in here as the season gets going. I know I'm going to be attending a lot of these games, especially here. So looking forward to an Indiana UNC one, probably Kentucky UNCG as well. So get some good looks and video for that for us.
It's going to be dynamite. Can't wait. Do you want to give a little bit of a teaser as to well, I'll let you give a range for where James Clark's going to be on our prep list. Just tease the folks.
Yeah, I'll just say that he's probably going to be in the top 10% of the names that we list on there. So, spin it to 100. That gives you a good range there of where he's going to be.
There you go.
He's gonna be a great player. So I know we're high on a few guys there, and some California boys will be up there. So excited about it.
At least two.
At least two are in that top
At least
10%.
two.
I can remember. So yeah,
What if
actually
I said
three. I think it's three.
No,
I
yeah,
think
no,
it
no,
is
no.
three.
You're right.
There
You're
is
right.
a third. There is a third Cali guy in there.
Yeah.
Josh, you love this guy. I'll just
I was
give
going to say,
you that 'cause
Josh,
you're
come
thinking
on,
real
man.
hard.
You know
How
this
about
guy.
that?
Real hard.
I got there. Don't worry.
And he
Yeah.
threw at that same event that I was talking about. He's up to 96. So
It's going to be electric. We're going to have such a good Prep 100 to tease that. As Josh said just a minute ago, we're hyped. Josh is kind of leading the train, getting us ready for the in-season podcast. Jake has been just an absolute Goliath. Like I said, he's the engine leading the team this offseason. JB has been absolutely murking the prep reports and has really helped us to lead that discussion. The whole team has been going nuts and really giving us a lot of great stuff to think about. This Prep 100 list is going to be insane, but the college season is rolling right along. The college daily sheet is going to be coming up incredibly soon. So, guys, if you're interested in maybe seeing, wonder what those wild and crazy guys at Prospect Live thought about the week of baseball, the weekend action, you got it. All you got to do is $7 a month, and you can get all of that information at prospectslive.com. You can find me between our episodes at Drew Is Okay. I'm going to be resharing and posting and talking about all of these guys' incredible work and the work that we do through the season. I'm hyped. I'm ready. I'm excited. Guys, we're less than 10 days out at this point from college baseball. The next time we talk, you're going to be hearing us, and hopefully a little bit more often as well. But until then, until next time, on behalf of Josh, on behalf of Jake, on behalf of JB, and on behalf of the entire amateur scouting team, draft team at Prospects Live, want to thank you for listening to College Baseball Now. Give us a 5-star rating and review on all your podcasting apps. Leave us a comment below. And until next time, we will talk to you later. See you later, and bye-bye.